continuing on with this prototype motor box. So I added these angle supports here, which follow this curve up and down a little bit, so they have a little bit of a curve, which that's what I wanted. If you kind of look, I've got this support here clamped, so you can see a slight curve here, and then of course this top of that has curve the same arc as the top, and so I've got a couple pieces clamped in here to sort of simulate what the top plywood will look like. And so I'll probably have some kind of a butt joint here, and I'll have to do some form of spiling, I guess, here to make that match. I think this is going to work good. This will provide decent support on this flat part. Remember, I want people to be able to sit on this part. That's where the cup holders will be, but I want to be able to sit on this, and in case they lean on that a little bit, that should be pretty strong. Now, on this surface and even this top one, I can do thicker. I might do 3/8, or maybe do like 6mm and then another 4mm or something like that. 2 laminations of plywood, because that can be stronger. I'm not as worried about height here and here. It's just the top. I want that to be as low. So I probably am just going to do 6mm on the top there. So I'll show what this looks like in the boat here after a bit. So here we are showing what it looks like in the boat. And up here, I know I talked about having a couple more cross members going like that, like this one here, but those have to be so thin. I'm thinking about having one go front to back here, and then over here front to back. I'm thinking about doing that, and then maybe in between have shorter piece, a few short pieces going that way, because that way, because these can be wider. I think they'd provide more support. So I'm thinking about doing that, and other than that, I think I've learned just about enough from this prototype to be able to make the real one out of real wood here. So, oh, and also down here, give me a second. So down here, I've got this support piece, and of course I had to do a pretty good cutout here for that exhaust elbow there. So I will have to I'll do a sister on here to provide more support there. And then I'm also going to have one on this back side like it talked about. And I also mentioned how I was going to do one on the center. Well, I can't do that. After I said that, I realized because I'm going to have cup holders in here, and so I can't have one going down the center. So I'll have some supports going that way. So there'll be a piece in here running in the back, basically parallel with this one, and then I'll have some front to back supports there, and that'll provide good support for that. Be strong. Here's an update on my motorbox prototype. So I still don't have piece back here, which I may not put that in for the prototype, but the top though is what's different here from last time. Instead of having just pieces going across, I think I talked about this, I've got 2 that go front to back, and then of course these shorter ones in the center. And then I went ahead, I will have at least 2 of these going out to the outside. But I think this is pretty close to what I plan on doing. It will provide more strength in the center. Still, somebody probably couldn't sit on it on top, but it'll handle if somebody really leans on it when they're crawling over from front to back and stuff like that. And so I'm pretty happy with this. My plan now is actually, I think I'm gonna cut some pieces of 4mm to lay on here so I can really get a feel and have it so they only so they fit, because I've been using that. I've got a spare piece there I kind of laid on there, but that way I can really get a view, a good look to see what it'll look like in the boat curved along with that, this piece here, which again is just a template. So we'll see how that looks. And here's what it looks like in the boat. So you can see how I worked around different parts in here and hoses and things. And then these two support members go in front of the exhaust risers. And so, yeah, this will be pretty solid. And then again, back here though will be real strong. So if somebody sits on this, it'll be fine. And even if they lean back on that, that should be fine too. So I put a simulated top on here, just using 4mm, just to see how it's gonna look. And yeah, I think I'm gonna like it. I think it'll be good. I don't think the arc is too much. I was worried about that earlier, but now that you see that with the top on. And so I'm still trying to decide when I actually make the real one. I might do 2 laminations of 4mm or just one 6mm, but 2 laminations of 4 would probably be, it might be a little more level-ish. However, remember, it's going to have a vinyl top on it with a little bit of pad. I'm going to do vinyl. Maybe I haven't mentioned that, but so actually the whole motor box will be covered with vinyl. And I'll show, there's somebody else who built a Monaco utility like this, and that's what he did in his motor box, and that's what I'm going for. So so maybe I'll show that here after sometime. I'll show that, but because I want kind of a modern look in here. The ceilings will be stained and that type of thing, but I'm gonna have carpet and then vinyl over the motor box. I just like that. I'm liking that look. So I'm happy with how this is turning out.